Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your favorite Korean cooking show, More Than Kimchi.
Mark, are you okay? What did you eat today?
Well, actually, I woke up this morning and I had a big bowl of kimchi, and so it's giving me all this energy.
You mean you like kimchi that much?
Like it? Oh, I love kimchi. I couldn't live without it.
Well, that's perfect because today's main ingredient is kimchi.
It is?
Yes.
Oh, well, that sounds great. Well, what's the dish?
We're gonna make kimchi rice ball.
Kimchi rice balls. Well, that sounds really easy. You mean you just take some rice and put some kimchi in there and eat it, and then you've got it?
Well, it's not that simple. There are many different ways you can cook kimchi, and this is one of my favorite dishes. So I'll show you.
All right. Today, get ready because we've got an exciting kimchi dish for you, kimchi rice balls.
I said it's one of my favorite dishes because all Koreans have leftover rice and kimchi.
That's right.
That's why it's one of my favorite dishes.
Okay.
Let's look at the ingredients. I have here leftover rice and some kimchi. It should be well fermented. New fresh kimchi won't work here because you really want that kind of spicy, sour kimchi flavor.
Okay.
And then I have some chopped beef, and then some vegetable I'm going to mix later.
Oh, okay.
And these are the spices that I'm going to use. Quite simple today. I have vegetable oil to cook the beef, and then sesame seed oil, sesame seeds, and pepper. That's it.
All right.
So-
Well, it looks like a pretty simple setup here. Where do we start?
We're going to start with chopping kimchi, preparing the kimchi for the rice ball.
Okay.
While I'm doing that, perhaps do you want to chop the green onions?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. Now, should I chop these fine?
Yes, please. Make it fine because we're going to mix with the kimchi. And, in general, in Korean kitchen, we use just the hands. But today I'll use, just the gloves to handle the kimchi because it's, as you know, it's quite smelly.
Oh, okay. Now, you were saying about fermented kimchi and other kimchi. Can you explain what kind of kimchi do they sell in the stores? Is it fermented or is it fresh?
Oh, I think they will sell a little bit fermented. So those of you who need to buy kimchi, go there and ask them something that's old kimchi or a little bit fermented, perhaps like 2 weeks or so. Then it has those nice. Yes.
How long can you ferment kimchi?
It depends on how you store. Usually when you keep it in the refrigerator, of course, it will stay for about 3 weeks. But if you keep outside, especially summertime, it'll probably take only 3 days to ferment. So it really depends on the temperature where you keep your kimchi.
And then after you ferment it, can you ferment it to different levels?
Right.
Or does
Some people like it sour, then you keep outside longer before you put in the refrigerator.
Yeah, it's interesting how kimchi has all these different kinds of tastes.
Right, and some people really prefer more fermented.
I like fermented kimchi all right, but I must say I really enjoy fresh kimchi too.
Here I chop the kimchi and squeeze out the liquid because it's going to be mixed with rice and you want to keep it dry.
Okay. You said you chopped it and then...
And then squeeze the liquid out.
Okay.
That's why I think it's good to use gloves.
Okay. Oh, I see. That way you can save your hands.
That's right.
You've got a hot date later on in the evening. You don't want
That's right.
smell like kimchi.
So I squeeze all the liquid out.
Okay. Oh, I see. All right. And then what's the next step?
The next step is going to be preparing the vegetable.
All right.
Just clean up a little bit here.
Okay. So we've got our kimchi there, and now we're going to add vegetables. So, what's the drill here?
For vegetables, this I'm going to mix later with the rice,
Oh, okay.
and I just have to chop it fine. And if you want to chop those things, that's sesame seed leaves.
Right.
Chop it just fine, slice very fine.
Okay.
This will be mixed later with the beef and kimchi mixture.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut this into small pieces.
Right, and if you can make those green onions a little bit finer,
Oh, really?
that will work better.
Okay.
They're pretty good, but just make it slightly finer.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, do you ever cook with your son? I'm curious.
My son,
I feel like we've developed this Mother or big sister.
I think my son is in a stage where he stays in his room and plays the electric guitar. 14-year-old boy. So he's not interested
He's not really into
in
cooking.
other than that.
Oh, okay.
So that's our mother and son conversation. How was your day? Fine. That's it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably pretty typical though for
Probably,
that age.
but it's different from girls. My daughter used to chat with me. She loved to cook with me, but
Really?
my son, I think he's in a different stage right now.
Well, he'll probably grow out of it. I think I went through that stage too when
Is
I was
that
about
right?
14. Okay. All right, so we're going to
That's
cut
pretty
these.
good, yeah. When you cut it, you can just keep it right here.
Okay.
And the next step I'm going to do is cook the kimchi with beef. And then
okay.
I'll use a little bit of this cooking oil.
Okay. I've never cut these leaves before, and I must say, I don't know if I'm doing it correctly.
Oh, that's just fine. Just to make it.
How fine should it be?
Oh, that's pretty good. That's
All
pretty
right,
good.
All right. Well, we're trying our best here.
So here I'm going to saute beef,
Oh, I see.
and then with the kimchi here. And because kimchi has a lot of spice already, that's why we don't need so much. Like we don't use green onion or we don't use garlic because it already has in there.
Oh, I see.
So I have ground beef and kimchi here, and then I'll add a little bit of spice.
Oh, okay.
Could you pass me the sesame seeds and
Sure.
and the sesame oil later?
Sure.
Okay.
So you're mixing that all up together.
Right. So the
Kind of a
beef,
familiar smell.
right? So beef and kimchi.
Okay.
And this is a real favorite dish for Koreans, especially for lunch, because you can just use your kimchi that you have in the refrigerator. You just chop it,
Right.
and then just mix with the rice later. That's it.
Now this kind of is beginning to smell like kimchi fried
Right.
rice.
That's right. It's almost the same.
Is it?
The only
Okay.
thing is this time we're gonna make balls.
Oh,
So that way you can take along on picnic or something like that.
So it's a portable kimchi fried rice,
That's
maybe,
right.
if you think of it that way.
That's a good way. I'm gonna put a little bit of sesame seed oil,
Oh, I see.
and then the green onions you chopped, I'm gonna put it in here.
Okay, I hope they're fine enough. They might not
Yeah,
be.
they're
but-
pretty good. It's only the green onions.
Okay. Oh, I see.
So it's almost done now.
Ooh, that smells great.
Yeah. Once the beef is cooked, that'll be
really good.
fine.
Okay.
And kimchi stays still very,
So
crispy.
when you cook kimchi, it doesn't really matter how long?
No.
I mean, it's more the meat that you
Actually, you
have to
don't want to cook too long because you still want to keep the crispiness of kimchi when you chew.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's good just about that much.
Oh, okay.
Now here I have rice. It's a little bit cooled down, but it's good if you have leftover rice. Try to put it in the microwave, so keep it warm.
Okay.
With the rice is warm, it's very easy to mix.
Now, earlier you said use leftover rice.
Right.
Could you cook fresh rice for this, or
Well, you
want to
could,
let
of
it
course,
sit?
you could. If it's fresh rice, actually it works better because the rice is hot.
Okay.
Then it's easy for you to mix.
Okay.
Put a little bit more rice here.
That's one of the lessons I've learned here on More Than Kimchi is hot rice is easier to mix.
That's right. So I'll have a little bit harder time to mix it because it's
Okay.
been cool off a little bit.
Okay, and then we add this.
Right.
Ooh, that looks great.
And then to add some crisp flavor, I will
Okay.
use the sesame seed
Oh, I
leaves
see.
and then some lettuce leaves
Okay.
that you chopped.
Ooh, okay. Boy, that's really looking good. And this is almost, okay, and then we have to roll
You
it
have to
into
make
balls,
a rice ball.
right?
Remember, it's a rice ball
That's
dish.
right. That's right.
Actually, you could eat just the way it is. It'll be fine. But just for the sake of, bring along to your
the picnic.
picnic and
Right.
those things, you can make a rice ball.
Okay.
So it's pretty much mixed.
Okay, and then,
And then you can, in Korea or in Japan, we usually try to use hands instead of using some, gloves. So if you like to use saran wrap, that's fine. But in general,
Using
you
your
can
hands
just
is
use
okay?
your hand. Why don't
Okay.
we go ahead and make some
yeah.
balls?
Well, I actually washed my hands, so I think we're okay here. So what's the strategy here? How do we do
It's
this?
just you put some rice on your hand, and then you
Okay.
just make balls.
Ooh, that's a big amount.
And then you make it tight.
Uh-huh.
You need to press real
I
hard.
see.
So you can make couple shapes.
So these are pretty good-sized balls.
Sure.
These aren't like the small.
No, so you can make it a round ball, or if you want, you can make it a smaller shape or a little bigger.
This is not as easy as it looks.
One important thing is squeezing out the liquid from the kimchi is very important. That way the rice stays drier and makes the ball easy.
You know what? This is kind of like making a snowball. It reminds me of making a
Sure.
snowball.
And then here I'm going to make a triangle.
Oh. Oh, interesting.
So any kind of shape that, if you do with your children, it'll be fine.
All right, well, there we have it. We have our kimchi rice balls all made. And of course, remember, there are some very good, nutritious benefits of these.
Oh,
We've got the
sure.
kimchi, which we mentioned earlier, right?
Has a lot of enzyme, which is
Enzymes.
really good for you.
Okay, and then we've got our vegetables as well. So this is a good dish for a picnic, and it's also healthy for you. All right, well now it is time for the question of the day. What is the name of the bacteria that thrives in yogurt and ferments kimchi? Well, the answer to today's quiz was lactobacillus. Hwayong,
What is that?
did you know that?
No.
If you knew that at home, we're a little bit worried. It's not exactly a word we use in everyday conversation. Well, I was having some yogurt this morning, and I noticed there was a lot of lactobacillus in there.
But we do know that kimchi is really good for you. And I've also heard it prevents breast cancer too.
Really?
So one of those
Wow.
health food.
I've
That's
never
right.
heard that. That's really interesting. All right, well, it's time to dig in and try. I'm always trying this food by myself, and I feel a little bit guilty. So today, Hwayong and I are going to try the dish together,
yeah,
right?
why don't we do that?
Okay. So, shall I serve you? Here.
That's okay. I'll just get mine.
okay.
I'll give you one too.
Okay,
Right over here.
that looks good. All right, they're a little bit, the shape is really nice. Okay, they look good.
Also, I've used my hands when we make, but you can also use, if you don't want to touch with your hands, you can also use a wrap, and that'll be fine with the plastic wrap.
Right.
So it's
Now, these are
one
called
way.
chumokbap in Korean, and actually that means fist, right?
Right. Chumok
So
means fist.
that's talking about how you use your fist to make
Right,
them? Okay.
that's right.
Well, bon appetit, everyone.
You're supposed to say first, and then I'll tell you my comments.
I like it. I must say, it's quite a familiar taste.
Right.
Kind of similar a little bit to kimbap, right?
Sure, right.
And so it tastes very familiar. It seems like it would be a great snack to take on a picnic.
Right, and also, since mixing those fresh vegetables like the sesame seed leaves and lettuce, it really gives a nice flavor when you chew.
Oh, okay. Alrighty, well there you have it from right here on More Than Kimchi. Remember today's dish, what do we call them in English?
Kimchi jumokbap,
Or
kimchi rice balls.
Kimchi rice balls,
Yes.
right, there you go. Try it at home and I think you'll like it. All right, see you next time.
Thanks for joining us.